Welcome to lesson 200. There is no peace except the peace of God. We have arrived at the last lesson of part 1 of A Course in Miracles. The next 20 lessons are reviewing the last lessons. This is amazing. I am very, very glad you're here. I'm very grateful for every single one of you who has arrived with me at this particular level. My name is Judith, and this is the Qigong support for A Course in Miracles students, and this is part of my Lucid Mind Center, which I started many, many years ago. So the way we're going to do this today, we're going to read this and contemplate this lesson together, and afterwards I'm going to guide you to a Qigong class where you can apply the lesson in, which can help you anchor the lesson and sometimes also receive messages from your higher self, because that's what we want. That is what we are training for, is to be open to our divine self. Let's begin. Lesson 200. There is no peace except the peace of God. So every time you're experiencing peace within yourself, you're experiencing God. Because there is no peace except the peace of God. So when you're feeling the peace and the warmth, the kindness, when you feel love within yourself, you are experiencing God. And it's always some feelings which cannot be measured and which cannot be explained. They can be experienced, and once you have experienced it and the other person experienced it, then you can talk about it. But if only you experience and the other person hasn't, then there is no basis for understanding. Seek you no further. You will not find peace except the peace of God. Accept this fact and save yourself the agony of yet more bitter disappointments, bleak despair, and sense of icy hopelessness and doubt. Seek no further, because you're not going to find it out there. There is nothing else for you to find except the peace of God, unless you seek for misery and pain. This is the final point to which each one must come at last, to lay aside all hope of finding happiness where there is none, of being saved by what can only hurt, of making peace of chaos, joy of pain, and heaven out of hell. Attempt no more to win through losing. Attempt no more to win through losing, nor to die to live. To die to live means that you're waiting to die to come into paradise, or you're waiting that you're going to feel in peace once you understand. It is actually, I find it, for me personally, the understanding came when I was looking backward, when I was looking back into my experiences, and when I realized that I have already experienced those things which other people are talking about, and I thought that I was not entitled to. That's why I always say you gotta claim it back. Think back at when you were experiencing peace. That is when you were experiencing the peace of God. When you were experiencing love, you were experiencing the love of God. But you maybe didn't pay enough attention to it. So now the difference is going to be when you experience the peace of God, you're going to say, this is the peace of God. When you're experiencing love or kindness or gratitude to somebody or joy and happiness, then you're going to remember, this is the joy and happiness of God. I'm actually experiencing God right now, because God is totally abstract, and so are you. Attempt no more to win through losing. That means through waiting for a long time until you finally the understanding is going to come. Nor to die to live. You cannot but be asking for defeat. Yet you can ask as easily for love, for happiness, and for eternal life in peace that has no ending. Ask for this and you can only win. To ask for what you have already must succeed. So what do they mean by that sentence? What does the Course mean? To ask for what you already have, you must succeed. That means that you already have the peace of God. It is a confusion and it's a confusion of the ego, the way we are looking at it. We are constantly looking for something outside of ourselves, what is already within. It is already within you, the peace of God. You just need to kind of move everything away and then say, oh, that's where it is. Remember that, I don't know if you've been with me from the very beginning, but I was talking about this mountain of debris, mountain of all kinds of stuff where my light was hidden. And when I was led to this space where I was like, where's my light? I went in one of my meditations or out-of-body experiences. I was asking, where's my light? Why do I not have the light? And then the next thing, I was standing in front of a big pile of debris, a big pile of gravel. It's like a whole building had crushed. And they said this, and then the message was, well, that is where your light is. And I was almost ready to dismiss it and say, kind of idiotic picture is that, and could have moved away. But I stayed put and I looked, and then I said, okay, if the light is there, I could sense it was there, but I couldn't see it with this imagination that I had to see things with these eyes. In that out of body experience, I started moving one by one those pieces, and after working several times in several sessions, working on it, eventually I could see that there was the light in the center of it. And that was a message, of course. That was a message. That was a message to myself to realize that light is already there. The only thing is that I can't see it within me. I can't feel it within me because I have covered it up with so much grief and unhappiness and feeling inadequate and feeling insecure and all this what you amass during the years. And then one bit, but then eventually I had it, and then eventually it came up and it was floating, and I could actually experiencing within me and amplified with Qigong. Yet you can ask as easily for love, for happiness, and for eternal life in peace that has no ending. Ask for this and you can only win. To ask for what you have already must succeed. To ask that what is false to be true can only fail. Forgive yourself for vain imaginings and seek no longer what you cannot find. For what could be more foolish than to seek and seek and seek again for hell? When you have but to look with open eyes to find the heaven lies before you, through a door that opens easily to welcome you. Come home. You have not found your happiness in foreign places and in alien forms which have no meaning to you, though you sought to make them meaningful. Come home. What does come home mean? Again, there was the lesson about 5-6 lessons ago. Fear is the stranger here. I am at home. This is your home. This is what you're experiencing within. When you close your eyes, when you close your senses, when you turn your mind inwards, this is your home. So it says, come home, come into this experience of yourself. If you observe the world around you, you realize that it's kind of emanating from you, that you're kind of the center of it. So you can't see behind you, but everything you're seeing is kind of coming out from you, the perspective. So what you need to do is come back home, come back in. There's only 2 directions. Yang, outwards, in, yin. This world is not where you belong. You are the stranger here in this world which you think that you have to look for happiness. But it is given you to find the means whereby the world no longer seems to be a prison house for you or anyone. And the way to do it is to go in, find the happiness, and then look out, and then suddenly the world looks different. Freedom is given you where you beheld but chains and iron doors, for you must change your mind about the purpose of the world if you would find escape. You will be bound till all the world is seen by you as blessed, and everyone made free of your mistakes and honored as he is. You made him not, no more yourself. You did not make the other people, you didn't make yourself, and you didn't make all those living things which are all the way around you in this particular world, which are also not of this world. They are just appearing that way, like this tree is appearing here. And I personally believe that they are on a higher spiritual level because they are just giving. They have got no need for our approval. They just are. And seeking for approval, this is an ego trait. You made him not your brothers and no more yourself. And as you free the one, the other is accepted as he is. So when you free the brother or sister, then you free yourself. Or if you free yourself, you free the other. What does forgiveness do? In truth, it has no function. Forgiveness in the truth has got no function and does nothing, for it is unknown in heaven. It is only hell where it is needed. So the hell is here. And it doesn't mean that the world is the hell. What it means is the way you're looking at it. If you're looking at the world as a hell hole, if you look at it as unjust, then this is your hell, this is our hell. And that is where we need the forgiveness. We need to forgive to come out of this personal hell we're finding ourselves in. Is not the escape of God's beloved Son from evil dreams that he imagines, yet believes are true, a worthy purpose? It is from our own evil dreams that we have. Who could hope for more while there appears to be a choice to make between success and failure, love and fear? There is no peace except the peace of God, because he has one Son who cannot make a world in opposition to God's will and to his own, which is the same as his. Let me repeat this. There is no peace except the peace of God, because he has one Son who cannot make a world in opposition to God's will and to his own, which is the same as his. We are imagining that we are creating the hell, and we are so good at it. So good at it. This morning again I woke up with a tinge of anxiety. And it's not that the world is doing this to me. It's my own mind, my own fears, my own fear of inadequacies. Because I was just about to say my own inadequacies, but it's not that I'm inadequate. It's my fear of being inadequate, my fear of not being good enough. It's actually somehow a sense of arrogance, not believing that you are good enough. What could he hope to find in such a world? It cannot have reality because it never was created. It is here that he would seek for peace, or must he see that as he looks on it, the world can but deceive? Yet can he learn to look on it another way and find the peace of God? Peace is the bridge that everyone will cross to leave this world behind. This is a beautiful sentence. Peace is the bridge that everyone will cross, will have to cross, to leave this world behind. But it begins with the world perceived as different. It begins here, right now, by perceiving this world you see around you as different, and leading from this fresh perception to the gate of heaven and the way beyond. Peace is the answer to conflicting goals, to senseless journeys, frantic, vain pursuits, and meaningless endeavors. Now the way is easy, sloping gently towards the bridge where freedom lies within the peace of God. Let us not lose our way again today. We go to heaven and the path is straight. Only if we attempt to wander can there be delay and needless wasted time on thorny byways. On thorny byways, this is when we fall back into ego, when we fall back into guilt assignment, in feeling guilty, in feeling not good enough, in feeling not worthy. and attacking the other for making us feel that way. These are our thorny paths. So every time we fall back into this misery, we have missed the point. Luckily, we can forgive and return back to the light on our path. God alone is sure, and He will guide our footsteps. He will not desert His Son in need, nor let him stray forever from His home. The Father calls, the Son will hear, and that is all there is to what appears to be a world apart from God, where bodies have reality. Now is there silence. Seek no further. You have come to where the road is carpeted with leaves of false desires, fallen from the trees of hopelessness you sought before. Now are they underfoot, and you look up and on towards heaven with the body's eyes, but serving for an instant longer. Peace is already recognized at last, and you can feel its soft embrace surround your heart and mind with comfort and with love. Today we seek no idols. Peace cannot be found in them. The peace of God is ours, and only this will we accept and want. Peace be to us today, for we have found a simple, happy way to leave the world of ambiguity and to replace our shifting goals and solitary dreams with single purpose and companionship. For peace is union if it be of God. We seek no further. We are close to home and draw still nearer every time we say, there is no peace except the peace of God, and I am glad and thankful it is so. This is a very beautiful and very important lesson. I definitely suggest you should read this whole lesson a couple of times more today, and also apply it, as the Course has reminded us a few lessons ago. Try to keep this idea in mind every hour, at least 5 minutes. There is no peace but the peace of God. So if you're sitting at your desk and you're actually experiencing peace while you are working on an email or working on an Excel, remember that is the peace of God. If you're walking in the forest and you're experiencing a peace, the peace here, listening to birds, remember that that is the peace of God, that is God within you. And once this is like recognizing a little light, and then actually take off all this other stuff, take away the dirt, and understand that this is the peace. This is that extraordinary gift you have within you. And all you need to do from now on is just remove the obstacles. It is not that you need to go out and find something outside. No, you just, when you feel it, when you feel this experience of peace, you need to make that experience bigger, removing, not allowing those negative thoughts to come and obstruct it again. And peace and love and light and God and joy and happiness, these are just different aspects of the same thing. It's just names we are giving to this extraordinary of experience of ourselves and of our Creator, of this divine intelligence. Here I'm suggesting this Qigong class, or this one is also could be good for you. Here you have got the whole list of Qigong classes, and here I invite you to my new Qigong channel, where I'm also posting lessons which could be interesting for you. Love, light and Qi to you.